Hello guys, welcome back to a new video. And in this video I'm going to cover how to solve two-step equations. Now, when we solve two-step equations, it is actually very similar to solving one-step equations. We just have one more step we have to take to solve our equation. But when we want to solve these two-step equations, we want to isolate the variable, which means again get it by itself. Basically, we want to undo whatever is being done to the variable. That way the variable is by itself on one side of the equation. We want to do this by using the inverse or opposites operations. Keep in mind, it is very important that whatever is done to one side of the equation, it must be done to the other. That keeps everything balanced and equal. Let's jump into number 1, where we have 3x plus 4 equals 16. Well, as you guys can see here, we have a multiplication and we have an addition. When we are doing two-step equations, we are going to start with the addition. So we are going to take away the addition. Basically, we are going to inverse our addition to get it away. So we're going to do minus 4 on both sides. Well, these two cancel each other out, so we are left with 3x. Now, 3x equals 16 minus 4. 16 minus 4 equals 12. So now we are left with this. And as you guys can see here, we basically made a sort of one-step equation. Now we're just going to do the inverse of our multiplication. So we're going to use division. So 3 divided by 3, like this. 3 divided by 3 and 12 divided by 3. We always have to do it on both sides. So these two again cancel each other out. So we are just left with our variable, and our variable equals 12 divided by 3. So it equals 4, like this. So this will be our answer. And of course, to check this, we can plug this into our variable. So we get 3 times 4, which will equal 3 times 4 will equal 12, and then we add the 4. 12 plus 4 will equal 16. So this tells us that we have the correct answer of 4. Now let's go over to our second example. For our second example, we have 7y minus 9 equals 12. To do this again, we're going to isolate our variable. So we're going to start with our subtraction. So we're going to do plus 9 on both sides, like this, plus 9 and plus 9. Well, these two cancel each other out, so we're just left with 7y. 7y equals 12 plus 9. 12 plus 9 equals 21, so we're left with this. So now we are going to isolate our variable fully. So to isolate it, we are going to divide by 7 again. Both sides divided by 7. These cancel each other out again, so we are just left with our variable. Let's move this a bit out of the way so we have enough space. So we are just left with our variable. So y equals 21 divided by 7. 21 divided by 7 equals 3, so this will be our answer. Now, again, we're going to check this by plugging the answer in to our variable. So we have 7 times 3 equals 21. 21. Now we subtract the 9, so 21 minus 9, and this will equal 12. And as you can see, it had to equal 12, so we know we have the correct final answer. So I'm going to move some things out of the way so we have enough space for our next two final equations. So now let's go to our third example. As you can see, I moved the things out of the way a bit so we have enough space to do this. So for our third example, we have 5a plus 8 equals 28. Now again, to do this, we are going to do the addition first. So we're going to get rid of this. So we're going to subtract 8 from both sides, like this. Well, these two cancel each other out, so we are just left with 5a equals 28 minus 8. Well, 28 minus 8 equals 20, so we are just left with this. Now we're going to fully isolate the variable. So we're going to divide 5 on both sides, like this. And these two cancel each other out, so we are just left with our variable of a. Now, Now we have a equals 20 divided by 5. Well, 20 divided by 5 will equal 4. So this will be our final answer. And of course, to check this, we're going to plug it into our variable. So we get, let's see, we get 5 times 4 equals 20 plus 8 equals 28. And this shows us that we have the correct answer of 4. Now let's go over to our last example. Again, I'm going to move this out of the way so we have enough space to write our final answer of the last example. So for our last example, we have 4b minus 6 equals 18. So again, we're gonna get rid of the 6 first. So we're gonna add 6 on both sides. So these two cancel each other out, so we are just left with 4b equals 18 plus 6. Well, 18 plus 6 equals 24, so this will be our next step. For our next step, we will have to isolate the variable. So we're going to divide by 4 on both sides. Well, these two cancel each other out, so we are just left with our variable, and now we have variable, or b equals 24 divided by 4. 24 divided by 4 equals 6, so this will be our final answer. B equals 6. Now, of course, we are gonna check if our answer is correct by plugging it into our variable. So we have 4 times 6 equals 4 times 6 equals 24, and we're gonna subtract the 6, of course, minus 6, and this will equal 18. So this tells us that we have the correct answer of 6. Now, this was basically the video, guys, on how to solve two-step equations using this simple method where we isolate the variable one by one to get to our final answer. I hope you guys understood the video. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy the video, leave a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, leave a question in the comments, and of course, this was Mr. Mathz, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.